Hello, and what's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, back at it again, February 19th, for the portfolio update. Also, got some juicy news, so we're going to get with it so that we can get to the tea. First, we're going to start off with housekeeping. These videos will, at least at present, be going to the bag chasers first and foremost. That is the Anton Daniels bag chasers. We are doing this update because I spend most of my time in the cryptocurrency forum, adding as much value as I can to give back to the community, and they like to have a weekly update on what I'm doing. So I'm making this for them first and foremost. Everybody else will be getting this 72 hours later, which will put us at Wednesday, the 22nd, the day after my birthday. So, for those of you who are seeing this on Wednesday, drop a happy birthday down in the comments. Give your boy some shout outs and a little bit of algorithmic help. That said, let's dive into it. We got some little bit of movement around. One of my farms went kaput. Actually, it's the one farm, which is the first farm. It's funny because the first farm that I set up for the year, I'm having to continually move it, and this is where the work and yield farming comes in to play, because your farms go up, they go down, they go out, they stop producing. Fortunately, this farm did not have a drop in value because of the way that it was set up, but it did stop producing, and it wasn't producing enough for me to keep it as a farming position. It became more of a treasury position at the point with what it was kicking off, which was not acceptable. But we walked away with an additional $100 in tow. Actually, it was I think it was like $114 in tow, which isn't bad for not having to do anything. But now I've got to move that money into another farm, so I've got to find a place for it to live. So I'm currently on the hunt for that. So what you'll see now is my wrapped Bitcoin position has grown and my wrapped Ethereum position has grown a little bit, because that's what I've got it sitting in right now, because that was the farm that I was trying to set up. Could not find a place that was offering enough yield for it, so we're going to have to go a little bit risky. I'm almost feeling like I'm trying way too hard to protect this $500. But, with the mentality that I'm having for this year, we're trying to set up as many W's as possible and take as few L's as possible. Speaking of W's, total profit for the portfolio, we're up 38%. It was bouncing over a little bit over 40. Obviously, that's market volatility. But we started this year, and we are well into the green, which is nice. Nice. I want to keep stacking this up. So, let's take a look here. Yeah, this is the right portfolio. Why is it stupid? This isn't right. This isn't right at all. It's got like a bunch of stuff. This is not in order. There we go. Okay, now it's in order. Jesus, freaking myself out. So, oh no. Okay. So let's. Huh. Okay, actually, that does make sense. Okay, so we're back into the. Let's read off the top 10 for you guys. Oh man, it's a wild evening. So what happens when you have too much fun. So this evening, our top 10 is sitting at number one being Ethereum, number two being synthetic tokens. Obviously, first staking position. It's been doing its job. They actually just changed this protocol, so it's borderline not doing its job at present, but we are definitely enjoying the position, and I think it's going to do some work going into 2025 over the next year or two, and so it's staying. for this year, for sure. Definitely not liquidating out a position that large. Um, hopefully, it hits our. We get 100% on this bad boy and we can start pulling from it, though. That would be nice. Anyways, moving on. 3 is Y curve, urine curve. Solid position. Definitely seen some growth. We've already got a pull off of this before we close the position out, even, which is always nice. And it's doing what it do, and I'm not complaining about it. So keeping it going. Wrap Bitcoin added a little bit more of that. This week with closing out that farming position. Wrapped Ethereum, added a little bit more of that. Currently on the hunt for another good position. I'll be checking some other chains to see where I need to move that money to over the week. Hopefully we'll have something in. Actually, it's not hopefully. We will have something in place by next week's video. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly what that's going to be. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. So then we got number 6, Velodrome Finance, which this was actually a payout. So my positions are so condensed right now that all the stuff that I have that's sitting in small amounts are actually pushed pretty high up on this list right now. Number 7, Synthetic Bitcoin, SBTC. Or was that 7? That's not 7. That is 7. And then number 8 is Cosmos Atom. Definitely going to be looking at stacking some more of this throughout the year, but I've got some other positions that are ahead of it. But this should be moving up when it's all said and done. Number 9, Terra Luna Classic. It's been on a little bit of a tear. Definitely in some green, so it's moved back up on the list. And 10 is Synthetic USD, which is just dollars. And yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. But like if you look here, this has gotten so condensed because my positions on stuff are like 30%. For these, like 73% of this is 2 things, which will be growing into some other positions as the year goes on, but I'm not complaining about the 70% right now because the 70% is doing work, doing really good work. And then the next largest position is the urine curve position, which is at 10%. So this is going to continually grow. These should start filling into this, but I keep going into synthetics that are also this too. So I'm gonna try and move away from that to get me a little bit of cross exposure. But when it comes to farming, it's kind of hard because the fun stuff is fleeting, and we're not trying to trick off a bunch of money. So we're gonna have to really take a good hard look and see what we can make out of some of these other positions. But while we're on that topic, we are going to get into some very important news, a very important warning, and it's actually something that the cryptocurrency space has not been reporting on, which is super frustrating. Like, I really don't like it. It's not my jam. Like, it's almost like we're being lied to. And I think they're pulling one over for us, especially considering how much FTX news there was and how outraged everyone was. And I'm getting ready to show you guys something that should make everyone super outraged. And then I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, so let's hold on here. We're going to let this marinate for a second, let the tension build up. Are you excited? Because I am excited to tell you about this because as far as I know, I have seen this on 0 YouTube channels. So this is actually some breaking news that you're getting here first. So this is OpenExchange. Now, I want. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. So the question is, do you have money stuck on a crypto platform? Immediately unlock the value of your claim by trading it into crypto or using it as collateral on OpenX. So this is the draw that they're having here. And they're going in with, hey, all these companies, FTX, Voyager, Celsius, which I do have money stuck on there, Genesis, BlockFi, HODLNOT, Mt. Gox, 3AC, and other firms. They're basically saying you can trade your claim against these because your money's trapped in these places. But here's the thing. The leaders behind this exchange are the same leaders that were at FTX and Three Arrows Capital. Suzu, Kyle Davies, and CoinFlex's Mark Lamb are behind this project. These people have already stolen your money. And now they're setting up to steal it again. This is super wild. Like it's so. Zoo and Davies were at Three Arrows Capital. They've already screwed the entire market. The entire dump was basically this whole FTX mess. And then apparently the quote unquote, I'm using the finger quotes here, the contagion was because so many other firms were involved with FTX that they collapsed along with it. It was a house of cards. A house of cards fell. But like the three of the main people that set this shit up, minus Sam Bankman-Fried, have rebuilt another platform to get your money again. I'm gonna urge people, if you've been burned already by centralized exchanges, I would not get burned again here. Unless there's some way for you, if you've got money trapped, to segue that money over to here and then get it out of the market and then just let them deal with the proceedings of whatever comes of that claim. That's the only reason I would use this, is to see if like there's some way you can finesse your money that's trapped into being untrapped. Like that's the only way that this works for me. Like I think this is this is crazy. Like they put up, like FTX and Three Arrows Capital are on their list of things that like, hey, like we screwed that up, give us your money again. This is wild. And I'm, as many people that I've seen that wanted to get on the bandwagon, on the FTX bandwagon, and I even saw some people out there reporting about their potential going with GTX because G comes after F. Like they came up with something stupid like that, but this is what they actually ended up rolling out, is OpenX. And nobody has said anything. And like, I'm usually a late guy in the market when it comes to reporting news, but apparently I need to start paying more attention to some of the stuff that I've got, because it seems like I'm getting information before some of the more trustworthy news sources. Actually, I'm not going to even say more trustworthy. I'm going to say more well listened to news sources. But they're not reporting about this yet, at least in the channels that I'm seeing. So I'm actually getting something out first. So your boy's coming, I guess, is what I would say. Don't put your money here. I don't know what type of marketing they were using. I would have never put my money on FTX to begin with, but apparently people did. I don't personally know anyone who did, but what I'm going to say is this is a follow-up to FTX, and it looks nice. Like it's a nice webpage. Like I'm not complaining about this. They got a little wait list, it looks like a standard page. They don't have a whole lot of information, so we can't see what it looks like on the back end, but I'm guessing It's going to be a rehash of whatever FTX was, maybe with a little different color scheme. But don't put your money here. Like this is definitely a do not use for me personally, unless you're trying to finesse some of your money out of the out of one of these dumpster fires that they created. Celsius wasn't a dumpster fire. They did some bad business practices on the back end. So did BlockFi. So did Voyager, which these three right here, I could have used any of those. I thought they were all solid. But apparently, if you got all the money coming in and they were not making good investment decisions. So this is a part two of this, which this was the reason all the rest of these minus Mount Gox basically, like this whole front row, like, I mean, this is like, hey, this broke FTX, broke Genesis, they broke Celsius, they broke BlockFi, they broke Voyager, they broke Three Arrows Capital. Like that whole row right there, certified. FTX broke those things. So, and the people who set up Three Arrows Capital, which funded FTX, like this little Three Arrows Capital FTX circle jerk thing that they had going on, literally ruined the market. And now they're here making another exchange. So I'm going to say don't use it. If you are using it, I would use it for the explicit reason that I listed earlier, and that's it. Get your money, figure out a way to get your money out, and then walk and never look back. These people are terrible. They are garbage. And they're just not, I mean, it's just not going to be a good business practice. Like, it's not going to be a smart move to make with your money to give people who are known to have lost money more money. Like, we do not reward bad behavior in crypto unless you're completely blind and dumb. I don't think there were a ton of retail investors involved in FTX. I really don't. Like, I'm not seeing that. I never heard of it. I never heard of it in any of the channels that I was in until they had a coin. As far as people putting money there, I didn't see anybody. But the people that I talked to have been in the space now for almost a decade or longer, 5 years or longer. So I didn't see it, but apparently it happened. I am throwing out the warning, throwing out the red flag. I'm not sure why no one else is talking about this, but this is going to be another potential landmine and, in my opinion, an attack on the cryptocurrency space. And there should be no money sent there. None. These aren't good people. They do not care about this space. They do not care about you. They don't care about anything. And they've already stolen money once. And I'm considering it stolen because, like, if you're mismanaging funds that bad, you are stealing. Like, there's no way that they can't not be stealing and mismanaging funds on this level with what was going on between FTX and Three Arrows Capital. One final reminder, if you are on a platform and you are using one of these centralized exchanges, centralized areas just like this, any of these, any place where your money is sitting and you do not have keys to the wallet, if these companies go down, you do not have access to that money. Whatever you have left there when the building collapses is stuck there. You will most likely not get it back, or it will be gone for a very long time. So do not house more than you can afford to have locked up and or lost on these exchanges. Celsius specific, I am a part of that case that's going on, and they have pretty much, I mean, it's almost to the point now to where it's at their discretion whether they even pay us back the money that they owe us. Fortunately for me, it's only a little bit of money. It's something that I can definitely afford to walk away from. Totally fine writing off, not expecting to get back. But looking at how these court cases are and the way that these contracts are drawn up, like when you're signing your user agreement, when you're setting up these accounts, it basically says, like, hey, if we go insolvent, that's ours. That money's ours. So it's not a set and forget. You leave this in these people's hands. They mismanage their funds. Now your funds are locked up and can be used to pay back their debts because it is officially theirs. This exchange in particular, whenever it opens, hopefully no one puts money there and they close down very fast, because these people, I think, are specifically here to do harm to this space, because every time an FTX happens and they have all this collateral that happens and all these other exchanges that go down that happen, it just gets negative light put on the space to scare people out that need to have these opportunities to make this life-changing wealth. The wealthy people are not leaving. They're not. They're still buying. They're actually buying when you're running scared. And they're using things like this to make it worse, because what they're going to do is they're going to regulate it so that the everyday person no longer has this opportunity. That's what's going to happen. It will not affect me. It will affect you, because like I've been in this space for a decade. That's just going to benefit me. That's going to benefit me. But they're going to extract all of the value out of this place, out of the space, and make it so that regular people can't have access to the good stuff, and you'll be trading with the scraps. And it's going to be exchanges like this, exchanges like FTX, that are going to usher that in, all the while stealing your money legally. And I don't think that that's okay, and I don't think that we should let them do it. And the first step in that is not giving them our money in the first place. So I'm throwing the red banner of stay away. It's a red flag on the play. We're disqualifying them before they start. These people have already been in the industry and stolen money from people. OPNX, not usable. Not usable at all. We need to keep them out of the market. We need to make sure that we're not putting our money there. They need to have, if they're going to have money, they need to go find some very high net worth idiots to reinvest in this mess. Because it's the same people who are behind FTX. It's the ones that are still free. They are criminals, in my opinion, and they will steal your money. And so we're going to leave it at that. In closing, if you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, give me your thoughts on this. Are you going to put your money on OpenX? I'm wondering. Definitely, if you join the Bag Chasers, tell them good old Reckless Ray Dinero sent you. Definitely drop into the Discord. I think that the highest value that you will get out of becoming a Bag Chaser is obviously the Patreon videos. There's a lot of game in there, but the Discord, there is a ton of game in there. A lot of really smart people, a lot of people sharing information. People are actually sharing information. It's a really good back channel to be in. There's definitely a lot of people who are willing to help you get started in a lot of different avenues and a lot of different things. There's a lot of game. You can also, ways to contact me, obviously, if you join the Bag Chasers Disco in the Discord crypto channel, you can email me, recklessraydinero@gmail.com. There's a link tree down in the description, which also the email and the link to the Patreon for the Anton Daniels Bad Chasers Patreon is also in the description. But the link tree has all my socials on it, so like you can definitely navigate, rock with me anywhere. I'm pretty active on Instagram, pretty active on Twitter. I have stuff on Facebook, but it's meh. And then my LinkedIn is garbage, but I'm getting ready to start ramping that up. So like it's gonna start being active on too. It'll be more geared towards my business and home automation, but there'll be some gems on there from the finance and crypto space also, because those are things that are important. And it'll just be more businessy, no cuss words, and yeah, it'll be me very tamed. But until next week, we'll have some new updates for you, some new positions, some new coins. Definitely gonna have some things happening. So until next week, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I am signing off.